it that I can be able to, which buttons do I touch? Where are the success buttons? Where do I move from here to there? What do I do? Where do I move? Who do I link up with? Who do I connect with? Who do I network with to be able to get the success? Okay? Then secondly, what do I do to have a greatly performing team? Since you're managers, and my brother was kind to tell me that some of you are branch managers, I presume you have a very solid team. And your mission as a manager is not just to succeed and build houses of your own. Okay? I didn't hear somebody say, my mission, I have 10 people under me, my mission is to get every one of them to own a house. I didn't hear that kind of an objective. I didn't hear somebody say, my mission is to make sure that every member of my team has a vehicle. I didn't hear about that. I heard about yourself, you want to buy new houses, you want to get yourself new homes, you want to buy yourself new houses. I think as a manager, you can't be that selfish. It behoves you as a person and as a manager to say, what do I do for members of my team to drive the car that I drive or a better car? That will be very critical, because then that means you will go out of your way to grow your people and to develop your people and to nurture your people, okay? You wouldn't want to be the only one who drives the best car and all your team members don't drive anything. As I told you, I consult for a number of companies. One of the things that I check every time I go to a company is their car park. Because if you go to the car park and there are no many cars, then yes, there is more work to be done by the managers, or there is something they are not doing, basically. You get it? Okay? But I hope that is what you are saying. How can we get our team right? What can we do for our team members? Everybody in the streets will be knowing certain things, like goal setting, okay? Never mind that they know about it, because what defines what happens is not so much of what you know, because otherwise we know so many things. We know how to set goals, we know even how to plan, we know it. But let me give us some 3 things, what you need what you need in order to be great. 3 critical things. I will revisit them, I'll just mention them right now, and then I'll depart from that to go somewhere else, and then help us to understand what I mean. Number 1, spirit and passion. See friends, people can talk about goal setting, people can talk about, in fact, even non-performers talk about goals. I have a goal. Even non-performers do that. And non-performers, sometimes they have very organized ways of talking about it and ways of even articulating it and all that. What I've come to discover is that unless your spirit attests and confirms and agrees with what you want, you may never get it. Okay? Now, number 2 thing is personal discipline. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell us that discipline is the one thing that differentiates great people from mediocre people. One guy said, if you want to own things that nobody else has ever owned, you must do things that nobody else will do. And one of the things that most people will not be or will not do is to have discipline. To agree that if you must see 10 people, that no matter whether it is 10 o'clock in the night, you will go out and look for those 10 people until you see them. It's willpower, very important. But now, what happens is that through some psychometrics that we have done to some organizations, we came to discover that some people who look to be very energetic, very passionate, to have the willpower, were still falling apart. This is a very recent study that we did. Actually, we were just analyzing this week about that, and we discovered it is very possible that you can be very spirited and passionate, but you are lacking in personal discipline, and you will even be scoring very high in willpower. Now, if you combine this circle here that combines personal discipline and spiritual passion, if you can be able to deliver on that, then you succeed more than somebody who has this and doesn't have this or has this one. Okay? So these points where interjections meet, this one here, and this one here, are the defining things for people. Because through those psychometrics, ladies and gentlemen, we discovered it is not one aspect, but it is one and the other and the other, not just one. So you need to be able to engage with you and find out, is it that I'm good here and not so good here? Or maybe you're scoring 90 here and scoring 60 here and scoring 50 here, so generally you're above average. but you cannot deliver as much because you have not developed in all these areas. So you need to be able to do this. Now, how can you do it? How can you do it? Now, I found, now the real you is here in the middle. Okay? The real you is here. And the real you could be inclining to here, or it could be inclining to this, or it could be inclining to this, or it could even be inclining to one of these circles independently of the other. So you need to know who you are. It's called self-awareness in self-leadership. So that in your own personal self-leadership, and I always tell people that if you still operate at a level where people tell you the targets, then you miss out. Okay? Because this guy will only give you a target of 1.7 billion. Just that. That's what he wants. Okay? But if you agree to go by that, you are the loser. Because that only will deliver to you maybe one house. It can't give you two. Okay? Maybe it will deliver to you just one car. Maybe it can't give you two cars. Maybe it will deliver. So you need to be able to agree with you that this is the kind of a man that I ought to be. This is the kind of a lady that I ought to be. And this is the kind of a team that I need to see, and be able to interrogate in all these areas together with your team members so that your team is growing as much as you are growing as well. You can't grow so far away from your team. You need to be able to grow together for your success to be even more exciting. And that is what I guess they are doing. That's why the GM is here. Because if you succeed, they succeed. If you do well, they do well. But see, you can't do well unless your teams are doing very well. So it behoves you to go and help your team and make sure your team delivers so that you deliver. And if you all deliver, then this guy also delivers and life becomes great.